This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop.
A sham. Welcome to DBL. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
I'm back on track, huh?
Yeah.
It's weird. As you were saying that, I was like, is it Wednesday? Like,
Yeah.
you have to, they have to start the week, it throws everything up.
And here in Denver, it's like really gloomy. It's been rainy.
It's been raining for like 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
Like
It's been 48 hours.
It's been like 2 days. 40 days and 40 nights.
Game of Thrones weather outside.
Listen, it's not like living in Chicago. That month of February, forget it.
Yeah,
I don't miss that. I don't miss that. Hey, happy June. Hey, it's June.
It's June.
It is June.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's Al's birthday month.
Yeah.
It's also mine, but who's
And
counting?
Jeff's.
All right. It's been nearly 6 months since the infamous slap heard around the world, and we are finally hearing from Jada Pinkett Smith. She spoke about the incident on today's episode of Red Table Talk. Here's what she had to say.
My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years. And that's keep figuring out this thing called life together. Thank you for listening.
So Jada used the rest of the episode to talk with other women who have alopecia, of course. And we said 6 months at the top of that, almost 6 months, about 6 months, which was shocking to me to hear that. What do you think about what Jada had to say? It seemed like she kind of inserted this, what she said there, into the episode that might have been previously taped and kind of just spoke on it. That's the way I saw it. Is that right? Did
would
you
have
see that?
assumed because it had to do with her appearance based on the alopecia that it was all put together in a way that was going to be a very layered episode.
And this woman who had alopecia had threatened to really hurt herself and was suicidal at some point. So that's how the whole episode really centered around that person because of her alopecia.
Okay, and it's been 2 months now, I'm hearing? Listen, we all know when it happened a while back.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think about it?
I don't know. You know, Jeff, you guys, I listened to that, and I'm glad something was said. I'm glad we're bringing light to alopecia. I have family members that deal with that. But I didn't hear much about Chris Rock. I didn't hear much about the assault. I didn't hear much about how it must be absolutely forbidden to put your hands on anybody for any reason at any time. And if we're going to talk about it, then let's dig our heels into the batter's box and get in there. It's going to be uncomfortable. But we need to have this conversation about the fact that people cannot go around assaulting people. Maybe, I don't need to know the background. I know that there's some issues with those three. I know that. And that's not our business. But what we saw is our business because it happened in public. So if we are going to talk about something that happened in public, we need to have a very difficult public conversation. Maybe that's just the beginning of it. If that's the beginning of it, I'm okay. But if it's the end, I'm disappointed because I think there's so much to unpack here.
I understand what you're saying. I don't know if her platform is necessarily the appropriate place to open that conversation. She was not the one who got out of her seat. I do understand that they are partners, they are married. You know, it had to do with something that involved her and her honor, so to speak. But why is it tasked with her being the one to actually make that? First of all, we don't know what the situation is with Chris Rock. We don't know if he would have even been open to going on her platform. Isn't it like in their home? Like, so if Will and Chris are going to have a conversation, perhaps that's something that can happen in a public platform completely at the mercy of how Chris Rock feels. But I don't know if Jada Pinkett Smith's platform is the appropriate place to have that conversation. I think the conversation she had was the appropriate place to have that conversation.
I have a question, though, to follow that up, because that's a really good point, and it's so fair. She didn't get out of her seat. She didn't do anything, right?
But I think that's the exact spot to have that conversation.
Well, my question is leading that. First of all, Red Table Talk is all about opening up in that. And second, to talk about alopecia and how difficult it is and then not discuss what happened, does that beg the question that, like, we're not discussing a big elephant in the room sort of feeling? To me, it feels like we're kind of skirting around the issue. Does that make sense?
I think she's meeting the moment from the point of her involvement. I mean, we all have people that we love and who have, done things that they're not proud of. We're not proud of the fact that they did it, but is it her, would it be her responsibility to stand up and be like, I'm so sorry? Like, that might mean something to someone, but at the end of the day, if it's not Will Smith sitting down and having a conversation that Chris Rock agrees upon, I don't know what we're really talking about here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think her and Will could easily put out a podcast or an episode without Chris being there, because I know that's awkward, but just give their side of the story and then be like, hey, Chris, we're more than willing to have you on and hear your side of the story. This is where we're coming from, and this is how we've grown the last 6 to 2 months, whatever it is. All right, so let's move on. The jury in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial is in the second day of deliberations. At the time of this taping, there is still not a verdict. But yesterday, the jury asked the judge if the headline used in Amber's op-ed is included in the case or if it's just the article. The headline is, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. They were told that the headline is one of 3 statements that they have to weigh in on. So what do you think is going on in that jury deliberating room right now? It's day 2. Do you think it's going to go longer, Tori?
I think they're taking it very seriously. I was actually really happy to see that. A jury that's asking questions is a jury that's paying attention. They've been taking notes. They have specific instructions. Remember Mark Eiglarsh. This isn't, do you like Johnny Depp or not?
He's a lawyer
that we spoke to. Appreciate that. An attorney who spoke to us about this. It's about, did her 3 sentences defame Johnny Depp wrongly? Did she lie about that? Actual malice and lie. Now, what I think the jury's asking is, in the headline, it says sexual violence. I don't think the jury has felt, or in my opinion, seen or proved that Johnny sexually was violent towards her. We've heard him do some horrible things on text, throw bottles, but the only physical person we've actually heard from on audio is Amber saying, I punched, I hit, I punched. So I wonder if they're asking if sexual violence that they didn't feel was proven is part of that, then he wins that round. But there's 2 other statements that if she feels abused in any way, she has a right to write that article.
But can't you say that everybody, Erica, Jeff, Tori, in any relationship dynamic may feel abused or put upon in any way throughout the course of that relationship?
Abuse and put upon are 2 very different things.
Couldn't you say that you're verbally abusing me to a partner? Maybe it's true. Maybe hey, when we were at the movies and you yelled at me over the parking spot, that was verbal abuse. Yes, maybe that happened 9.5 years ago. So is that still something that
That's Johnny's burden to prove that he didn't. And in my position, there's been no audio that shows he's done anything to actually hit her. Now, he's texted terrible things, so maybe she feels mentally abused, but I don't think they've proven that he did anything to her. But the jury's taking it very seriously.
Have you guys been on Netflix at all lately? I just went on there, started Stranger Things or whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's a little scary, a little creepy.
It's good though. They look so old, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know why I'm going down that road. I mean, on the front page before you even start scrolling to the right, I've seen maybe 10 Johnny Depp movies if you go all the way down.
Really?
Not every single movie, but he's had so many. I mean, Johnny Depp. He's won. I've said this on the show before. No matter what the outcome is, he's won. He's back. Right? So his movie's all over the place. Netflix is capitalizing on this. I think other people.
The rumors about Beetlejuice coming.
He's getting paid, and I don't think it matters what the outcome is at this point.
I mean,
wow, showstopper.
No, I've said that. I definitely agree with that. It came down to the court of public opinion to start this whole thing out. The idea that he couldn't get work, and now he's back in the headlines. People are talking about new projects. I agree with you.
Yeah. It worked out for him. Yeah.
We'll see. All right, coming up on DBL, Nate Berkus and Jeremiah Brent are revealing what it's like working together with your partner. And who almost played Chandler on Friends? Legendary sitcom director James Burrow is revealing secrets from the shows he's worked on.
Closed captioning provided by...
This June, DBL isn't holding back.
I've already spent my time and all of my sanity on trying to make you happy.
I like a little cheese on my potatoes. That wasn't going on in my head.
That's what we need more of, conversations in this country.
Yeah, I like that. DBL is all new every day.
Because alopecia and the Oscars club are connected, that it was a mistake to choose to do an episode about alopecia.
That's what I was saying, right.
But
you skirt around the issue, right?
But is it a mistake though?
This
I
is
think
just
it's
a quick
it's
follow-up on the Beetlejuice rumor. Beetlejuice 2 is coming out. Winona Ryder is attached to it. Alec Baldwin is not yet attached to it because of problems. But there's a rumor on the internet that Johnny is being asked to be put into the remake. And if you don't know, Johnny and Winona, who's in the movie, were together forever in this goth 90s goals relationship. And he has a tattoo, famously, that says Winona Forever. And he got Winona taken off, and then now it just says Wino Forever.
What is that?
Johnny Depp and Winona dated for a very, very long time. In Edward Scissorhands, they played together. So he has a tattoo that says Winona Forever. They broke up, and he changed it to Wino Forever.
That's not cool. That's not great. You don't want that tattoo.
No, but it's...
It does seem like, we're going back and forth about him, but it seems like a person that's struggled with substance abuse.
Oh, for sure.
His whole life, and can you imagine having issues and then having everything accessible to you? I mean, it just seems like it's been difficult for him to find anybody to be honest with him. And that's one of the scary things that people...
Like, you mean about addiction?
About addiction, his behavior.
Yeah. I mean, he is really scary. Throwing wine bottles that's been caught on camera. Texting, now I can punch Amber now that we're married. All that is really weird. But the jury is to decide, do they feel she was abused enough to write an article that puts him down in that way? And I don't know if, even though she never named him, which I think you can clearly say that we're insinuating, right?
If I go, the person next to me in the black
Maureen
apparently
Woolman.
doesn't. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
Still, no, it's an out. It's an out.
The director behind some of TV's biggest hits is telling all in his new book. James Burrows, I should say, has been in the business for 50 years and is sharing some showbiz secrets. First up, Laverne and Shirley. I don't know why my eyes were looking at the prompter, I thought that was South Park. If you don't look directly at it,
looks
I
like
was
Kenny.
like, what?
Oh my God.
Laverne and Shirley. James says there was tension between Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams from the get-go. Cindy felt the show was too Penny heavy and reportedly counted her lines, which led to the entire writing staff being fired.
Oh,
wow, that's a move, huh? Next, Taxi. Apparently, Tony Danza was known as I had to double check this, rascal. I thought it said something else when I was first reading it. 2022, everybody. On the soundstage, stealing the security guard's golf cart as well as Fonzie's motorcycle from the Happy Days set.
I feel like that tracks.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Tracks,
I stole that motorcycle once or twice. So before becoming famous, the cast of Friends was flown to Vegas for a bonding trip, and James gave the couple $100, or gave them all a couple $100 to gamble with. So get this, John Cryer was almost cast as Chandler Bing, but FedEx ruined his shot. Apparently, John taped an audition while in London and had it rushed overnight to LA, but the carrier lost the package and producers never saw it.
That is for the best.
It is for the best. I think that guy could have played that, though.
Yeah,
He could have played that, John. But I don't know. Everything worked out for a reason.
His 2.5 Men, that's where he lives.
That's true. That's true.
And he was excellent there. I think that was divine intervention.
Could this be a better intervention? I'm doing Chandler.
That was good. It got lost in the mail, unfortunately.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know. I just look at it. I think it's interesting how fate works out with your career and how, long story, full disclosure with this show, I had booked another talk show before this one, and I found out after we'd been taping everything that it was canceled. And I remember I was listening to a lot of positive stuff randomly, and it was a comic that had lost his way, and he was like, just go back to doing stand-up. Like, that's what he did, and that's what I did, and then I got the DBL call. So it's like, and you guys have literally saved my life, So it's like, there's a reason that things work out the way they should. So this is really interesting to me.
Before I got this call back in LA, quickly to just piggyback on that, I was fired from my commercial agent that I had for over 8 years, and then fired from a big agency, my hosting agent in Los Angeles, both within like a month, not even knowing each other. Fired. All I did was like hit the gym, do yoga, got my mind right, got a new agent, got a new commercial agent, new hosting agent. First job I went on, I booked the National Ford commercial. First hosting audition I went out on, I booked DBL.
Wow.
So instead of like crawling under a rock and be like, my life's over because I just got fired twice.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to turn your mind around.
Yeah.
Rejection can be an opening
Everything
to something
happens for a
else.
reason,
That's
yeah.
exactly right.
I'm literally back in the same building that I was in 2009, down the hallway. Okay, like who would have thought that Denver would have a national talk show
That's
and that I
true.
would move to California and move back here, only to fly out to LA and audition. My third audition was DBL, and they were like, yeah, we're doing this in Denver. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to go back home where I lived 5 minutes down the street at that point. All y'all had to move everything. I was right
Yeah,
here.
we did.
I was like, I know the lay of the land, y'all.
Erica, you tell that story and you leave out the best part. You leave out the best part every time, and that's that it was a 2-day audition and you booked a hotel room for 2 days. Because you put your mind, you put your mind there.
I did.
And that's a big
And she booked hair and makeup for both days, am I right?
I booked everything before I got the call that I was actually invited to the
That's
audition.
manifestation.
I was like, no, they gonna invite me. It's gonna happen. I was gonna be in LA whether I was just down the street from the audition or attending it.
Full makeup outside the audition.
Exactly.
And we're out of time, but they actually booked Tori Schaefer for this show, and they accidentally called Tori Schulman, but now she's on the show.
I know, but
Stop
Tori
laughing.
Schaefer will be here Monday.
Tori Schaefer is great, though. She's great. She's got her
Heart is
own.
breaking. You know, they tagged us when you were not asked to be in, and I hid in the bathroom so they wouldn't tag me.
Oh, when
to
they
tell
were
you
cutting
didn't
people?
get it, yeah.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Oh, no one knows what you just said.
Okay.
That's a great story, and you still...
Yeah, didn't tell it right.
It was good.
Coming up on DBL, Tori Schaefer will be joining us. All right. Design duo Nate Berkus and Jeremiah Brent are giving you a chance to win a design consultation with them. So stick around and we'll tell you how to enter.
Look at that jacket.
I've never.
More than 100,000 people have viewed this clip claiming to show a man jumping from the tracks up to a subway platform in New York City moments before a train passes. It was posted with the caption, "There's a new challenge, y'all." So let's verify. Did the person in the video actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed? Our sources are the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Google Maps, and video provided to verify. The video was taken at a station near Times Square, which we confirmed using Google Maps. New York City resident Eileen Clancy went to the station and recorded the exact location where the viral video was taken. It shows a train leaving the station, not arriving as claimed in the viral video. An MTA spokesperson confirms to verify at this station, quote, "Trains run on the right-hand side of the station, while this video would make it appear to run on the left side," unquote. The MTA also pointed out other telltale signs the train was departing in the video, such as red lights that are always on the back of a train, not on the front. And the conductor cab on the train is empty, which only happens in the rear. This means the video was played in reverse and the person jumped onto the tracks as the train was moving away from them. So, no, the person in the video did not actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed. The MTA says the stunt is still very dangerous because trains are powered using an electrified third rail that would harm anyone who touches it, adding, quote, "This action is, no matter the circumstances, a blatant violation of MTA rules, New York City law, and common sense." With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
You know our next guests as a dynamic design duo who can make the best of any space, and they're pretty cool dads too. Check out our fun sit down with Nate Berkus and Jeremiah Brent, all about relationships, family, and design. Welcome, guys.
Hi guys. Hey, so you guys got picked. You guys got picked up for season 2 of Nate and Jeremiah Home Project. Congratulations! And you guys work together, live together, parent together. So Jeremiah, I'm gonna ask you: is Nate ever too much?
I mean, every single day. You're a terrible person. Listen, you really are. Luckily, I mean, most people know this, but you have to really like the person you marry. And I mean, at the end of the day, he still is my best friend, and we have a lot of fun doing what we do. But let me tell you, when the cameras are off, Some days the days
Right,
are
the
long.
cameras are on now. We can talk about it right now.
So Nate, I live and work with my partner. We have a production company together. So what is the biggest pet peeve that you've learned to live with?
Well, you know this then, because when you work together and live together, we have learned, we've been married 8 years now, so we've learned that not to let somebody kind of throw the energy of a day. Whether we're filming the show or we're taking the kids outside for an adventure or we're at a dinner, if one person's like in a mood, we both like really try to not let that be like the way that the whole day goes.
And I think we figured it out too. I mean, luckily we don't fight about important things. We fight about like lunch orders, pizza.
No, we really do fight.
You know.
We have great fights about the dumbest stuff.
That's the best.
100%. If it's ridiculous,
yeah,
let's argue about it.
I could relate.
Okay, you have two adorable children. Their birthdays are just days apart. How do you celebrate as a designer kids' parties? Like, is it the most fabulous thing that they've ever seen? Or is it low key with like Duncan and Heinz?
It's gonna be such a disappointment, I think, for most people. But I'm
it's true. No,
I'm
it's
very
the truth.
particular about not giving the kids a big birthday party.
Good. Okay. Fair.
We try to. Yeah, I mean, we literally, the only thing that we do is try to create really special moments. We do something at home with just the family. We do some type of experience usually.
Lovely.
Which is important to us, but I'm not a big lavish birthday party person.
No, we're not like the people with an elephant in the backyard or anything.
Okay.
No.
I'm taking some cues from you guys because I have an 8-month-old. So I'm going to ask you this. You're raising kids in the city. So does playtime outside even exist for kids anymore in the middle of the city?
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, that's
gosh.
the beauty of New York City. Our kids view New York as their backyard. And we didn't want our kids growing up without exposure to people and different languages. We go to walk the dog or to go down to the corner deli to get milk, and our kids hear 5 languages and run into kids at school, or they meet and interact with different families and things like that in the city's public parks here. So it is most definitely a huge opportunity to spend time outdoors.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we love so much about New York.
It's so important to get outside. The world's so much bigger than just the 4 walls of our home, and that's really what we believe in.
Tell us all about your backyard makeover sweepstakes.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very easy to enter. Here is the prize. I'll start with that. The prize is a virtual design consultation with me and Jeremiah to help you spend the $10,000 that one lucky family will win. To enter, you follow Outsideologist Project on Facebook and Instagram, and share a photo of you and your family enjoying the outdoors, doing what your family loves to do. Just use the hashtag with the photo of Backyard Challenge, and you'll be automatically entered into the sweepstakes. So I hope you win the $10,000. I hope we get to meet you in our virtual design consultation.
Listen, thanks for letting us in your personal life a little bit.
Yeah.
I love that about parenting. I agree with all the things you guys said, but sweepstakes is cool, but I love you guys.
Okay, thank you for being a therapy session for us. We appreciate that. Nate and Jeremiah.
I love
Our
this.
pleasure.
Good. It has been a pleasure. DBL Nation, do not forget to enter in their backyard sweepstakes, and we'll keep an eye out for season 2 of the Nate and Jeremiah Home Project. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by.
On May 18th, pop star Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. The university said it awarded Swift the degree because she is one of the most prolific and celebrated artists of her generation.
I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor.
And that led several people to ask what the difference is from a traditional academic doctorate. So let's verify. Do honorary doctorates hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates? Our sources are the University of British Columbia Guide on How to Cite Honorary Degrees, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, NYU's Registrar of Academics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and University of Virginia. An honorary doctorate is a degree conferred by a college or a university to recognize a person's extensive contributions to a field. No academic coursework required. The type of doctorate they receive typically corresponds with their work. For example, Swift received a doctorate of fine arts from NYU, while Harvard University awarded chef and humanitarian Jose Andres with a doctorate of humane letters. But no matter what type of honorary doctorate is awarded, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, says the awards are just that, honorary.
It has no, meaning or a value beyond that, but it's a huge honor to receive one because it means that college or university recognizes the body of your life's work.
Dr. Wallman says universities and colleges usually have nomination systems and boards in place to help validate who is awarded, and that the Board of Trustees has the final say. But not everyone is eligible, and not every university awards honorary degrees, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Virginia. You're going to have to earn a doctorate from them the old-fashioned way. So we can verify, no. Honorary degrees do not hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ+ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village. They claimed the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered right outside. Now, at this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars just like Stonewall. But this particular raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March. It was the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, and then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order recognizing June as Pride Month. Connecting the dots, I'm Victoria Valenzuela.
Welcome back. Summer break means more screen time for many children. Not movie screen, this screen. And we have some safety tips. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. Before kids go away to camp or leave for sleepovers, adjust privacy settings and set parental controls for online games, apps, and social media. Also, make sure that adults in charge are aware of screen time limitations and have conversations with your children about the damages of sharing private information online. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-353-8940 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. I'm a little weary of camps and sleepovers.
That's another
thing. Those days have changed for me at least. But keep an eye on it. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place.